welcome to the MCDFNL Footy Show, Week 2. We've survived it past the first week, so we've come back for another crack around. Sean Kelly's my name, host once again for this week. And we've sacked Scott Carey, the MCDFNL operations manager for this week. We've put him on the interchange bench. We've brought in a man more than capable to fill his shoes, though. He is the media officer for the Maryborough Castlemaine District Football Netball League. A very warm welcome to Sam Gowers. Welcome to the Footy Show, mate.
Thanks, Sean. Thanks for having me.
And welcome on board officially as the media officer for the league this year, mate. Congratulations.
Thank you. Very exciting opportunity.
Looking very much forward to reading your work in the MCDFNL Advocate and on our website every week.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to providing it.
Mate, let's have a look at the season opener game that played, of course, last Saturday night. Carisbrook taking on Navarre out at Carisbrook, and it was a big win to the reigning premiers. 11-13-79, Carisbrook defeating Navarre 6-8-44. Ryan Hudson-Morgan led the way with 3 goals for Brook. Thomas Wright kicked 2. Singles to Wilson, Wright, Luke Tracy, Ben Kick, Matt Bilton, and, of course, Anthony Koutafidis, who kicked Carisbrook's first goal for the night. 2 goals to Chris Brennan led the way for Navarre, and singles to Bigmore, Eckel, Baker and their coach Daniel Parkin. Best players for Carisbrook, Bowen, Hudson-Morgan, Kick, Scully, Bilton and Tracy. And for Navarre, Folks, Hendy, Flood, Eckel, Reading and Tickner were the best for the Grasshoppers. Sam, very interesting game it was. Of course, a lot of hype around Anthony Koutafidis playing for Carisbrook on the night. Did pretty well. Kicked the first goal of the game, as we'll see here on the screen now, but probably didn't have the influence he would have liked to on the game. In fact, the player that was playing on him for Navarre, Jaden Folks, the Grasshoppers have put him down as the best player on the ground for the night, and from all reports, had Cooter's number on the night. Yeah,
well, if you shut down a bloke that's got nearly 300 games of AFL experience, you've done your job, I think, Sean.
Just the key movers throughout the Carisbrook midfield had a bit of difference. Matt Bilton, of course, coming into the side this year, gave them some real run, extremely quick through the middle of the ground. He really came into it later in the game in the third quarter when Carisbrook really started to kick away, and he showed that he'll really be a force to reckon with in that Carisbrook midfield this year.
Yeah, he's got that explosive speed, Sean, that not too many blokes will catch him this year, I don't think. It's pretty quick.
No, you're right. Look, Navarre, first round loss, probably can't take too much away from it. They'll be okay this year. They showed that they've got the structures there. They've still got the game plan. Daniel Parkin, of course, we know is a fantastic operator. And look, I wouldn't read too much into this round one. They were close. In the last quarter, they kicked the first goal of the last quarter to get within a couple of goals and let Carisbrook kick away from there. But I think they'll be around abouts again.
Yeah, coming up against the reigning premier, round one's always tough. I didn't think Navarre looked too bad at all.
Look, easy review segment for us this week, mate. Only the one game to review. It gets tougher in later weeks, but just the one this week. So we caught up at our season launch on Saturday night out of Carisbrook with the president of the Trentham Football Club, Troy Adams. Had a bit of a chat about what season 2013 is going to hold for Trentham. Here on the MCDFNL Footy Show with the president of the Trentham Football Club, Troy Adams, at our season launch. Troy, welcome to the Footy Show.
Thank you, Sean.
How's the year been so far for Trentham, mate? Obviously a pretty tumultuous off-season with the revolving door going on.
Yeah, it has been. We've lost a few players, but we've been working hard in the off-season. We've had our Trentham Cup against Crichton, which was a big success, and previous to that we had our inaugural chill-out cup, which was for the youth girls football teams, and that went off really well. It was about 28 degrees at Trentham that day.
Yeah, I remember the day. It was awesome.
But that went really well, and we've had a practice match against Carnham Linton. That went well. We played that in Ballarat, so yeah, it's been busy, but okay, we're struggling a bit for numbers, but apart from that, the club's going really well.
A little bit of a salvo this weekend when we fire up for the first game, mate. How's the team that's going to run out on the ground on Saturday looking?
Oh, they'll be competitive. Coach, first year of coaching Clayton Scoville, he's doing a great job with the boys, and they'll play a disciplined brand of football and look to move the ball quickly, and it'll be entertaining and probably be a pretty tight game, I'd imagine. I'd like to pick which way it's going to go.
A couple of special ones to watch in that game, mate?
Yeah, we've got a few boys that have come back to the club this year. Luke Whitehouse had a year down at Milan and he's come back. He'll be one to watch. Lewis Bruton, he hasn't left the club, but he's developing as a good centreman, terrific skills, and some boys out of the under 17 from last year will go well too. And James Cann will be one, and there'll be a couple others as well. But yeah, looking good.
Talk to us about your juniors, mate. Obviously, with the under 12s coming into the MCDFNL this year, how are you looking for your under 12s, under 10s, and basically the youth of the club coming up through?
Really strong. It's in all honesty, it's the best thing that could happen to our club. We've had a junior club and a senior club which have always worked well together, but it just brings it a bit closer together now. And with the under 12s, we've got good numbers, so we've filled a full side there, and the under 15s, we've got great numbers. And I suppose we're hanging our hat on the under 15s this year. We think they'll go really well. A little bit shy on under 17.5s, but with the juniors, the under 12s are going great, and the assimilation of the two clubs together has gone seamlessly, and really looking forward to this season this year and beyond, because it's going to be good. Yeah.
You and me both, mate. It's going to be a fantastic season. Best luck this weekend, mate.
Thanks.
Best luck to Trentham for throughout the year.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks. Welcome back to the MCDFNL Footy Show. Of course, we've got to go over the scores from the netball competition. Sammy, we can see them on the screen at the moment. Just the one game this weekend, as we know. Carisbrook taking on Navarre, and the Grasshoppers with a pretty comfortable 20-goal win. Jess Parry, 29 of those goals. Taylor Mason, 24 for Navarre and for Carisbrook. Rebecca Lovett with 17 goals. Shayla Bandley with 15. And Melissa Cornwell with the 1. Best players for Navarre: Jess Williamson, Sophie Matthews and Jess Perry. And for Carisbrook, their best: Brogan Richards, Sheridan Byrne and Emma Rumpf. We probably expected this one, to be honest. Navarre, of course, grand finalists last year. They've been pretty strong in A-grade netball over the last couple of years and got the points pretty easily on Saturday night.
Yeah, you got two twin towers for Navarre in the goal ring, Jess Perry and Taylor Mason, and they're going to be pretty hard to stop this year, I think.
Welcome back to the MCDFNL Footy Show. Here tonight with two of the Maryborough Rovers' finest netballers, or so they tell me anyway, Hayley Fiddle and Lauren Asprey. Hayley, Lauren, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
How have you found pre-season, season 2013 so far? Sandra's been working you hard?
Yes, she has been. She's done a good job organising us all. We spent a lot of time doing a lot of fitness work prior to getting the courts and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Lauren, how long have you been at the Rovers for now?
Relatively 6 years, I think, now.
Through 15s, 17s and now into senior netball?
Yep.
How have you found the transition through the ranks at the club?
They make it pretty easy, make it relatively stable throughout the years and support you the whole way. It's pretty good.
Who have you guys got first up this week?
We have Campbell's Creek.
Okay, how are you feeling about that? Are you feeling confident?
It's always
Yeah, I
tough.
know. Yeah, I've sort of started a bit late into the netball season, so my skills I haven't really picked up that much yet, but I'm really looking forward to getting on the court again because I didn't play last year. So
Yep. Any big recruits for Rovers on the court this year?
yeah, we've got a few returning players, including myself. Not that I'm that good, but
Been noting yourself already.
no, not that I'm that good, but we've got Rachel Raven coming. I don't know if she played last year, but she's come from another club.
Mental blank time?
Until bank time, exactly.
If I can get my phone out, I'd tell you, but I don't know.
No, that's okay. Looking forward to what should be a great season. Have you set yourselves any goals within the club for the season?
Yeah, well, I don't really know the answer to that.
That's okay. Obviously, it's one of those things where everybody at this time of the year says we want to play finals,
Yeah,
we want to
that's
improve,
right.
and all that kind of thing. So we'll just roll it over and say those. Okay. Anyway, so Hayley, Lauren, thanks for joining us tonight. Appreciate you coming all the way down here to Ballarat to be with us on the
worries.
Footy Show, and best of luck this weekend against Campbell's Creek, and best of luck for the season.
No worries, thank you very much.
It's time now to throw to a pre-recorded interview we did out at the season opening between Carisbrook and Navarre on Saturday night with Denali's A-grade captain Ashley Lyric, who of course was the Central Highlands Regional State League Wingman Off-Court Champion nominee this season. Let's throw to a recorded interview with Ashley Lyric. Here on the MCDFNL Footy Show this week with Denali's A-grade netball captain Ash Lyric, who also was the recipient of the Central Highlands Regional State League, if I can speak properly, Wingman Off-Court Champion Award. Ash, congratulations.
Thank you.
How does it feel to win an award like this? Obviously, it's not something that you set yourself to win at the start of the year.
No, definitely not. We didn't really know about it, so it's really it's a good achievement, but yeah, not something I expected an honour to get, but yeah, it's pretty surprising.
Gives you a chance to go down to Melbourne. You win $250. You get an invite to the President's Dinner at Netball Victoria, so really good in itself as well. Great prize.
Yeah, no, it is. It'll be good to go down and meet some of the other women, hopefully, and have a chat to them, and yeah, go and watch some netball at a higher level, which will be good.
Speaking of high-level netball, you played in the Central Highlands Regional State League this year for the MCDFNL's Open side. How'd you go playing with girls that you normally play against, and how'd you find the State League experience?
Yeah, no, it was great to be able to play with the girls as opposed to against them. It's really good. We combined really well, which was good as well. And had a win. We got really close, and it was good to play against other teams of really good calibre, and have a bit of a tough match.
Now let's look at Denali. You've been made A-grade captain this year. Congratulations. How are things looking for the season for the girls, and really what's the expectation for the year?
We lost a few players, but we've gained a few as well. So we've got a great bunch of girls this year, so it'll be a lot of fun, I'm sure. We had most of our teams in the finals last year, but we didn't get to the big ones. So hopefully this year we'll be able to go one better.
Well, Ash, it's been fantastic talking to you. Thanks for your time. I know you're a little bit nervous coming into this, so we really appreciate you coming on.
No worries, thank you.
Thanks, Ash. Ash Lyric from the Denali Netball and, of course, Football Club. Great interview with Ash. We're back here now. It's time to take a look at the rest of round one, as it is, Sammy, here in the Maribor Castlemaine District Football Netball League. Let's have a look at this week's games as they come up on the screen now. We've got Newstead taking on Harcourt, Royal Park against Trentham, Campbell's Creek against Maribor Rovers, and Lexington against Natty Bialaba, a game fairly close to your heart, Sam, on Saturday. Then on Sunday, it's Talbot taking on Malden and Denali taking on Avoca. Sam, let's have a look at these games in a bit closer detail, mate. We'll start with Newstead and Harcourt. It's going to be an interesting year for these two teams. So, from all reports over the pre-season, the two teams that are probably going to be on the improve this season.
Yeah, I think Newstead in particular, Sean's going to be a big improver this year. He put Ethan Ford and Sam Kerr, two past premiership midfielders, back in there on top of last year's team, and they look pretty hard to beat, I think. Harcourt's also had a big injection of new players, plenty of clearances going in there.
We just heard from Troy Adams before, Trentham president. They go out to Hedges to take on Royal Park this weekend. Royal Park, Greg Stewart, first game as coach. Haven't won too many games in the past, Royal Park, and they'll fancy themselves in this one.
Yeah, I think so. Trentham's lost a lot of players during the off-season, and Royal Park, from all reports, is on the improve, so it could be interesting. I think Trentham might still get the points there, but we'll wait and see.
It'll be a very interesting game as well, out at Campbell's Creek Reserve on Saturday afternoon. Campbell's Creek taking on the Maribor Rovers. We heard from the netball girls before. They're pretty confident that they'll get up and about over Creek on Saturday, but the senior footy could be a different story, mate. Campbell's Creek, we've got Austin Jones, of course, former St Kilda midfielder and current Bendigo Gold coach, playing for them this weekend.
Yeah, fairly handy round one recruit, another AFL player making his MCDFNL debut for Creek. He put him into the mix alongside blokes like Joel Smith and Sam Noble at Creek, and I think they look pretty hard to beat.
Yeah, we actually caught up with Aussie Jones and the Campbell's Creek coach Sean Smith last Thursday night out at training, so let's have a look at what they had to say going into this big game this weekend. MCDFNL Footy Show. Joining me are the coach of the Campbell's Creek Football Club, Sean Smith on my left, and also on my right, their gun recruit, if you will, for round one, Aussie Jones. Boys, welcome to the Footy Show.
Thank you.
Firstly, Aussie, with you, you're down at Campbell's Creek. How does it feel to be down here, basically back helping out the community? We know that you're coaching at Bendigo Gold, so it's not far away for you.
Yeah, it's good to be involved. I've been out of the game at the top level for 8 years and been involved in local footy for 6 of those. So for me, this is home. You know, you got that club atmosphere, the local feel, kids around the club rooms, and people behind the bar. So that's what it's all about. It's a club that's has got some good ambitions this year. Obviously picked up some players, a good coach in Smitty, so it's good to be involved and looking forward to the first game next Saturday.
So what was the attraction that brought you down to the club, mate?
Well, I've got a mate through the Bendigo Gold who's good mates with Smitty and talks about loyalty and good people and spoke very highly of Smitty, so that's why I'm here. Still don't know each other all that well, Smitty. I've only been down a couple of times, but it's been good to be involved, and we'll have a couple of beers after the game next week and celebrate a win.
Now, Sean, having a bloke like Aussie come down and obviously train with the group and everything like that, have you found that the rest of the team's really responded?
Oh yes, I think when I give them a bit of time and let them know that Aussie's coming down, you can see their smiles come to their face, and
yep.
You get everyone sort of training that 15-20 minutes early, and they're all excited as they should be.
Round one this weekend against the Maribor Rovers. How do you think you'll go?
Well, obviously, always like to think they're pretty confident for a win, but as long as we all go out there and give 100%, surely the points will come our way, I think. So
really good numbers on the track tonight. Obviously, this bloke's put a couple down, but it's great to see blokes that are really coming down and supporting Campbell's Creek early on and getting behind you.
Yes, I think the club has turned around a fair bit in the last couple of years since I've been involved. Even from last year to this year, like it's my second year at the club, and just noticed a difference of a few more people around the club this year to help out a little bit, and just the numbers of training for the start of pre-season, instead of it being 14, 15, this year it's been 20, 25, up to 30. So obviously the club was down and out there for a while, but that was a while ago now, and
Yep.
the club's back up and we've got things running, and all we can do is just, as long as we're out there giving 100% and we'll give it our best.
Perfect. Well, mate, we just saw some vision on the stream of Smithy taking some of his drills at training. Well, he runs a pretty tight ship out on the track.
Yeah, it's good. I think it needs to be as well. Like you said, the numbers are good, and blokes who rock up to training, they're here for a reason. They want to get better and they want to be challenged, and Smithy's certainly good at that. I haven't done a lot of work, but certainly got a good sweat up out there. The drills were good, and I actually said to Smithy after training that in between the sessions I've been here, there's been a really good improvement amongst the group. Skill level's good. Boys do like to have a crack, the intensity's good, so as long as they carry that out on a Saturday, and I'm sure through Smitty's instructions they will do, we'll be going alright.
Now, it's a pretty historical year for the club, obviously, with the 150th celebrations, and you won't just be playing in the game round one, you'll also be hanging around to conduct a bit of a sportsman's night afterwards as well.
Yeah, just to get involved. I'm hopeful of taking some juniors for training next Thursday as well. I mean, it's part of our mantra at the Bendigo Gold as well, to be community based, obviously through the friendship that I spoke about before, that I'm down here at Campbell's Creek. Just happy to do whatever I can. I think once you get involved in a footy club, you're all in. I don't think you can just sort of poke your toe in the water. I think you've got to have a crack and make yourself part of the group. They've accepted me, so hopefully I can give a little bit back.
Well, Ozzy, Sean, thank you very much for your time tonight, guys. Good luck this weekend. Sorry, mate.
I'd just like to put forward to as coach at Campbell's Creek, and just to get it out there well known. Now, Ozzy Jones come down and had a couple of training runs. And,
Yep.
I'd like to thank Mark Addison to make this happen, and also just Ozzy and Mark, they're actually giving a bit back to footy. Like Ozzy hasn't asked for anything; he's just coming to our generosity. They give a fair bit back, and that takes a real good man to do that. So just like to make sure that everyone's well aware of that, and we really appreciate it, and means a lot to me and to the club.
Jeez, mate, we're painting a nice picture here for you.
Looks good for me. Hopefully I get a kick.
I'm trying to get something like Halo or something like that for you for the footage. But guys, thanks a lot for joining us today. Best of luck this weekend. Ozzy Jones and Sean Smith from Campbell's Creek catching up with me out at Creek on Thursday afternoon. Let's keep going, mate. Lexington taking on Natty Bialaba out at Lexington, a game that'll be fairly close to your heart. Are you getting a game this week?
I'll be in the twos this week, as
Twos?
I am every week. But
Good work.
still out there. Lexington's lost a lot of players. We know they've been very handy since they came into the league. But you take blokes like Nigel Reid and the Robbins brothers out of Lexington's lineup, and they leave a couple of big holes. Natty Bialaba's also got a big hole of its own. No more Alex Collins in the goal square for them.
So you're tipping? You going with the heart or are you going with the head?
Look, I'll go with both and go with Natty Bialaba.
Good work, mate. Well done. Sunday's games at Talbot taking on Malden out at Talbot. Could be an interesting one as well.
Yeah, again, Malden's lost a lot of players this off-season. Talbot, I haven't heard too much about, so it should be interesting to see how they go. I think Malden still might get the points.
And Denali taking on Avoca in the last game for the round, mate. Which way are you heading there?
Look, I think I'll go with Avoca. Denali does have a lot of inclusions, but Avoca's just got solid form right across the ground, I think. Round
one for the Maryborough Castlemaine District Football Netball League. In a nutshell, you heard it first from Sam Gowers. We'll run a line over those tips. Of course, they'll be in this weekend's MCDFNL Advocate if you missed them. So get a copy of that as you go in the ground this week. Only $2. Best read going around in the league. Don't you worry about that. Sam, thanks for joining us, mate. Hopefully we'll see you again next week.
Not a problem. Thanks for having me.
Unless Scotty decides that it's just time for him just to slide back in.
Yeah, well, he's been practicing, he told me, so we'll wait and see.
Let's see about that. We'll see if we can get him back on. But it's been fantastic joining you again for another week. Best of luck to your team this weekend out at the footy and netball, and we'll see you around the traps. We'll see you back here as well next Thursday.